Eric A.K. from Flotsam and Jetsam, you're watching Toasted.
Flotsam and Jetsam, welcome here to Fortarock 2015. How was the show? It was amazing as well, but how do you find it?
We had a great time. The audience was great, and it's great to be here.
They don't quite get as crazy for us as some of the other bands, but the crowd kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they stayed there the whole time, so that's good for us, you know.
Your voice is still amazing. It's unbelievable.
Oh, thank you.
Keep it up. After 30 years together, how can you hang out that long together?
Oh, it's hard. It's hard. No, I don't think anyone else on the planet can stand us except for us, so.
You just told me, like, you know, guys live in the other side of the country, and then you meet each other once in a while to rehearse. How does that communication go?
We just set up a time, and usually before a tour, we'll get together for a couple weeks and rehearse, or if we have a studio booked, we'll get together and they'll come into town and stay for a couple weeks, and we'll get done the work that we need to get done.
Is there a tight schedule on these things mostly?
Yeah, it's usually like once we get together, it's like every night, you know, so.
Full-on studio work and...
Yeah, we just go at it all night, you know, until it's done.
Who's the main songwriter in the band, or are you all chip into it?
Everybody has their songs on the record. Everybody brought in like 5, 6, 7 songs apiece, and we all threw them in the thing. And
live rehearsing it's still the best, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. You can't get that feel just emailing songs back and forth, but we get the general idea, back and forth email stuff, and then we get together live and see if it feels right. So that's the way we like doing it anyway.
If you could pick a couple of highlights, what would be your main highlight, or a couple?
Well, for me, he probably should answer that question because I've only been in the band for 2.5 years. So, but all these festival shows and coming to Europe has probably been the highlight for me because these are great shows to play.
Well, there's been a lot of highlights. Wow. You know, we've been on tour with some of the greatest bands there are. We did 200 shows with King Diamond back in the day. We did almost 300 shows with Megadeth. We've done, you know, it's hard to come up with a highlight. Just last week we met Paul Di'Anno for the first time. I'm like, yeah! Cool. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. So, you know, I think meeting some of my heroes from back in the day, even today, is a great highlight for me in the career. So. Yeah.
You're recording new vocals soon for the new album. Yeah. Can you tell a little bit about the new album?
The new album is kind of a weird mix of old songs, middle of the career songs, and new stuff. And it's going to be hard to find a title for the record just because of that. We've got songs that were actually written for No Place that didn't make it to the record that we're kind of revamping and putting out. You know, Steve's put some really great a new twist on things for us. We had Jason Bittner playing drums now, who's really put a lot of new energy into the songs. So it's going to be really interesting.
A lot of energy still on the stage, unbelievable. How do you keep up with that? How do you keep fit?
Like I said before, jogging. I go jogging during the day, and before we go on tour, you know, just try to stay in good health, I guess. Yeah. Because it's kind of hard. You have that. When you're hanging out, you want to drink beer every night, right? Yeah, yeah. And that's like sort of the kiss of death. Because if you do that every night, you find out how old you are real quick.
You know, I used to think I was Superman. And I could do anything. I smoke all day and smoke weed all day and drink Jack Daniels all day and then go do the show and yeah, cool.
And scream that high too.
Yeah, and now I at least have to wait till after the show for all that stuff.
Cool. So what brings us 2015? Are you going to do a month tour through Europe?
Not sure. We just have in a month. We're going to come back to Europe. We're going to do first a week in the East Coast in New York, bunch of dates, and then we're going to come back over here and do some festivals with like Death Angel and some shows. So,
what do you think about the music scene back in the States, or maybe overall these days? You know, you're playing, you know, thrash basically. What do you want to tell something about that? Or?
I think there's definitely a way better scene over here. Obviously, you look at these great festivals you have. I don't think the States really have these kind of festivals in this manner. Yeah, you guys are like the festival kings over here. In the States, they have concerts that kind of roam around the country, and a few of them, but they're not quite the same as this.
They have some festivals over there, but it's all newer teenage bands, you know. They don't have any of the cool old metal stuff. It's all
today's
Yeah.
flavor kind of bands, you know.
How do you keep up with your fans? So do you still answer? Are you on social media, of course? But how does that go these days?
Yeah, Facebook. We're on Facebook, so if people send us messages, we answer all the time. And all of us have our personal Facebook pages, so Flotsam fans will hit us up on our Facebook pages.
Describe, let's say, 30 years in one sentence.
Wow. Wow, that's a good one. The hardest thing is to stick to it all the time, and there's really nothing else I'd want to do. So if 10 people show up to a show, or 10,000 people show up to a show, it's the same for me. We really get into the music on stage. We don't worry about who's watching or how many people are there or how many shirts we're selling. We don't worry about that when we're on stage. We only get into the song and our parts, and we actually enjoy our own music. And I think that's part of the key to staying out here and.
Do you sometimes introduce new bands to each other? Like, guys, check out this new band or something like that. Does it happen once in a while? You're an engineer too. So.
Yeah, for me it's probably pretty bad. I don't listen to a lot of new music. I find myself going back and trying to find old records that maybe going back to stuff I hadn't listened to in a while, because I just don't really find new bands that have the same qualities and the quality, of the old days. It's hard to find an Iron Maiden or a Judas Priest out of any of these new bands. It's just not going to happen. I mean, at least to me, I haven't found one that I go, these guys they have that thing, So I don't feel the same way about new music as I did the stuff that I grew up on, that's for sure.
I really enjoy good new records from older bands. Some of the older bands put new records out, and it's just not that special thing they had back in the day. But they're still trying. They're still putting out new music, and, I kind of like that. I never really got into metal a lot back in the day, and now I'm getting into it more and more and more all the time. My son is in a band in New York, totally not metal, but I listen to his kind of stuff a lot, just to give him pointers and say, you need to do this, you need to, Yeah. So we really listen to everything.
What's one of your favorite songs to play live?
To play live?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Escape from Within? Yeah, maybe that one, or No Place for Disgrace? Yeah.
Yours?
Those are a lot of fun.
Why are they fun?
Well, Escape takes a lot of talent. Every time we go to play that song, I'm like, oh, take a deep breath. Here it comes, It's a lot of holding notes and a lot of, clean, clear singing and stuff, and that's really hard for me to do, and I really enjoy doing stuff that's difficult. I know Steve likes it because it's almost all solos for him. So.
Yeah. I can tell you're still good together, so it's perfect that you live far away from each other.
Yeah. We give each other a lot of grief all the time, and it's all elbow fun, and we have to keep that up. If we get too serious, things will start bothering us. Just the little things out on the road that are kind of a pain in the butt. Finding a clean bathroom is a big one. Sometimes we have to tour in a van just because there's not the run is not long enough to warrant a bus type of thing. And when you're driving 7 hours in a van stuck like this with somebody, that gets a little tough after a while. But we do what it takes.
So what would be your advice for new starting bands? And because guys, you've been around for a long time, what would be your advice?
Definitely make sure you enjoy it. If you're doing it for the wrong reasons, it's not going to be good. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, you really have to be real about it. There's a lot of bands that really don't have a lot of talent. They really can't write songs, so they wear a lot of makeup or some, you have to be in it for the right reason. You have to be in it because you love the music you're doing, and you have to be able to love writing music. You have to love playing it. You have to love the guys you're playing with, or it's just not going to work out.
How do you get inspired by writing lyrics?
Wow, that's, all kinds of different stuff. For this new album, these guys will give me some topics once in a while, like, oh, that's a good idea, and I'll just research a little bit and come up with my own version of stuff. Lyrics have always been kind of a little, an awake dream for me, The Dreams of Death record was one long story, all the songs, and it's all about this guy who falls asleep and kills people in his sleep, and he thinks he's dreaming, but when he wakes up, there's dead people everywhere. So, and that's the kind of thing I like to create and come up with. I would never be able to write a book or anything like that, but lyrics are
Very close.
yeah, lyrics are a lot of fun.
Great, cool. Really look forward to a new album. Thank you very much, guys, and see you soon.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.